Welcome back to the next video, and today I would like to talk a little bit about basics of SEO, which in my view has a lot to do with the basics of HTML. Once again, I want to have a quick look at our own website, which is capomarketing.com, and for SEO beginners or even web developers who have started already. This is nothing new. For people who wanna start from scratch with everything, SEO, WordPress website building, web design even, this might be something they wanna start with, because if you look at the source code of a website, you can always, or almost always, see that it has something to do with HTML. So this really goes back to the start of the internet, to Tim Berners-Lee, who kind of invented the World Wide Web and of course also developed the hypertext markup language, which is HTML. So in theory, when you look at a simple editor, or for an iMac, I'm using an iMac, you might want to use a software which is called Atom, and you on a Windows computer you can just use Editor or Notepad and just experiment a little bit and write very simple HTML web documents. And usually the very basic web documents in HTML are structured like this. You have somewhere a head, usually you type in a meta title, which is something like this, my first meta title. And there are many other things that would also go into the head, like meta keywords, meta descriptions. However, meta keywords I wouldn't even define anymore. But of course, you might have a body, and usually in the body you have something like H1 heading, which is heading of first order, or my H1 heading. And you should really only have one H1 heading per web document. I know that maybe in HTML5 and probably in other versions there are some people who would say, no, you can also have multiple H1s, but to keep things simple, you should really focus only on having one H1 heading and maybe multiple H2 headings. So down the track you have maybe my H2 heading, or my first H2 heading, and you might have some text, and then you have your second H2 heading, and so on. So this is really basic HTML, and yeah, basically every website, or most websites in the world, are kind of based on very basic HTML to start with. And yeah, what does a browser do? A browser usually just reads the source file, oftentimes with a little bit of HTML, maybe PHP, JavaScript, and so on. But in any case, I would highly recommend, if you're starting with SEO, get your basics in HTML, and then just start with typing very, very simple code, like in this case. So I'm gonna just save this as sample.html. And then, of course, I can just go to my browser. In this case, it's Google Chrome, and I can open this file that I've just saved to my desktop, and then have a look at how it is being interpreted by the browser. And then, of course, you can see I've defined my first meta title here. I have one H1 heading, and 2 H2 headings. And then of course I can again right click and have a look at the source code and see that I have created a very simple HTML page. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say today. Start SEO with basic HTML, because then moving or building up on this foundation, you can really, you know, get the basics right, and then add maybe some other elements like unordered lists or ordered lists. You can add some images, of course, and learn how to include HTML links. While talking about H1 and H2 headings, I also want to share one really cool plugin. I'm gonna install it here live so that you can see what I mean. And it's basically a plugin that gives you a very simple option to include an overview, a table of contents, basically. And it's called Easy Table of Contents, as far as I know. Yeah, so I'm just gonna quickly install this. And I will also activate it. Takes a while. I think our server is a little bit slow at the moment. Anyway, so I can head over to the settings of table of contents. And then it gives me the option, for example, to enable this table of contents here on posts as well. And then I can maybe opt to have it on pages and posts automatically. You can define if you want to have it maybe before the first heading, and then maybe when you have 3 headings at the minimum, it will be displayed, and so on. I'm gonna count only starting from H2s, so whatever you wanna, whatever settings you might wanna have. Anyway, for example, in this article, there are a few H2 headings, and then once I've saved the changes, you will see that it's creating a table of contents, and to give the user the overview of the contents we were presenting here. And this is a very elegant way for the user to have a little overview. And of course, when it's an optimized content with keywords, you will have a very good option to just increase the keyword density, and maybe also give Google and other search engines a very good idea of what this content is actually about. And again, it has a lot to do with basic HTML, basic SEO, and I hope that this helps you a little bit to get started with SEO, basic HTML, and improve your website, your visibility in search engines. Thank you so much again for watching this video, and talk soon. Bye.